welcome back, and we're continuing talking about and reviewing Egypt's presidential election 2018. For the second day, Egypt is enjoying a nationwide festivity, and I was speaking with Ambassador Mohamed Elhouseni before the break about the election process and how, as the director of the Economic Committee of the United Nations Association, they are also observing the elections and their feedback about the electoral process. Mr. Mohammed, you were talking about the NGO's feedback, and we stopped at that point.
Yeah, actually, here, as what we observe in the observation to any NGOs or any international organization is how the election cycle is moving. It's if it's secured, this is number one. If it's easy steps to any voter to take his role and do his job in voting, and then he will leave in a security manner. Number three, there is everyone in the middle. There is no one inside any polling station will monitor you to do this for this candidate or whatever. And the fourth thing is finding a new tools for the eldest people and the sick people, if anyone want to attend, that there will be facilities from the government to them to bring them and return back them. Actually, what we see, and that was a strong movement from the election authority, that they even give the credibility and give the permission to those who is in custody, not in the jails, because they are not criminals. They are under investigations. So they give them right to do voting. We find that if anyone, as an eldest people or people who's in a special need that can move, that they are sending the ambulance to bring them to the polling station. Inside the polling station, we find that the government have did an amazing thing is the cycle of the time from the entrance to the exit, it will not exceed 4 minutes.
So actually they facilitated the voting process.
Yeah, in a professional way, as how we see it.
Yes, and we'll continue our talk, but first let's move to Shobra with our correspondent Mona Miselhi, and to you, Mahesti.
And welcome back, our dear viewers. Continuing our special coverage for the presidential elections, we are joined by our correspondent Mona Miselhi from Shobra Cairo. Mona.
Good morning to you, Mahesti, and good morning to all our audiences. Here I'm from Shobra once again, and for the second day on the presidential elections, where this polling station is particularly for women. So far, the polling station started at as scheduled 9 in the morning. And even before it starts, we've been seeing here lines of women coming from the early morning. I guess it's still early, and everything is going smooth as it should be. Mahesti.
Yes, Mona, thank you very much for your input, and we'll be back to you throughout the day, of course, for more updates about the presence and the voters' numbers. Mona, thank you very much. And our dear viewers, a short break, and after that, we'll be back to resume our special coverage for the Egyptian presidential elections 2018.
Welcome back, our dear viewer, as we're continuing our coverage of Egypt's 2018 presidential elections for the second day, where Egyptians are flocking the polling stations, which opened at 9 a.m. And I'm here in the studio with my guest, Ambassador Mohamed Elhouseni, the director of the Economic Committee of the United Nations Association. We were reviewing, according to his association's observance of the electoral system, his feedback and the association's feedback about it. And during the break, Mr. Ambassador, you told me that actually this year there are new tools introduced. So would you talk to me about that, please?
Actually, we was talking a lot about the technology solutions and the online solution that the administration can use to be contacting the community, as I find that now to find your polling station, you just need to put your national ID through that bar in the National Election Authority site, in the Facebook, in Twitter, in all the social media, which is easy for you. The second thing is you can even apply for a request if you are not from the Cairo, you are from a different state. You can also apply to change your polling booth. And then the third thing, which I find it also is okay, is there is a customer support window have been addressed, and there is a hotline for any complaints you have. As we see and as we find that Egyptians need to be in the lines now, because the administration have did their part in facilitating everything for them and make it easy and secure. This is based off our own observation.
Mr. Ambassador, we'll continue talking to you, but now we're heading to Mansoura with our correspondent and colleague Nermin Abdulrahman, and of course with Mahisti.